Excellent. GP Charlotte pairing here. Pretty easy redraw here. I have no Tron pieces, only one land. Did I need to restart my thing? Oh yeah, holy crap, look at that. 4 gigs of memory. Magic Online is currently using 4 gigs of memory. Alright, sorry. I should have checked that before I started streaming. I'm an idiot and left Magic Online open overnight. So, let's reload here real quick. Show you the splash screen. Oh, dear programmers, please, you know, free the memory after your application is done using it. Or, you know, use a modern programming language where you don't have to manually free memory. You know, Python's nice. Good. Task manager. Look at that. Cool. 700 gig of RAM. Gig of RAM sounds good. Easy mulligan, like we said. God, yeah, this hand's kind of poop, right? Just doesn't really do anything. If this was a green source, it'd probably be fine. I think green do better at 5. This hand's much better. Yep, top. It's a redraw that makes green mana for us. Verdant Catacombs? Sure. Deathrite Shaman. Elves. Okay. The Oblivion Stone will be good if we don't die on 2 or 3. These faster combo decks, a lot of our game 1 hands are just going to be kind of awkward against them. Because we have to, we can't, like, mulligan for quick interaction. Because, you know, again, like, when you're trying to play an interactive deck in formats like Legacy and Modern, you're just going to, like, lose a bunch of matches that, like, you'd otherwise be fine in if you knew how to mulligan. And that's just, like, how Magic works. That's why you should, in general, you want to play linear, non-interactive, or aggressive decks in Magic. In general, you get rewarded for that kind of strategy. As opposed to other games where they let you make informed decisions. Alright, yeah, good, my chat's working. Just making sure it was okay sized. Morning, Ian. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Hey, if we don't get Natural Ordered or Glimpsed out here, like the Oblivion Stone is going to be great. Collective Brutality is like DC plus in this matchup. You get some Thoughtseizes too, some Sphere Resistances. I mean, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? I'm just going to pop this so I can auto-pass. I'm probably just going to get... I assume they're just going to cast Natural Order and kill us here, because that's how Magic works. And, like, this matchup, so, like, you could say, like, you could play something like Grixis Delve or something with Force of Will to be better against these combo decks. And, like, most of the Force of Will decks in Legacy have bad matchup against Legacy Elves. Because, like, they just go wide and have poopers. They don't just combo you, so... Yeah, welcome to Magic. Again, if you want to play an interactive card game, try Hex. We're just here to try and get people. So we get to bring in these, and this. Eugene is wonderful. World Breaker's a little slow. I think Ulamog's probably a little slow. Kozilek sounds great. Wurmcoil might be a little clunkaroony. I think Karn's probably fine. Relic's pretty terrible. Oh, we want Sphere of Resistance for sure. Do I want these Pithing Needles? I might want these Pithing Needles. I don't know. I already have 2 more cards I need to cut here, so I'm not sure that I have room to bring these in. Is the spot removal good enough? I don't want to go too low on actual threats. I think this is a matchup where Karn's not good enough. I just want, like, the sweepers and the discard. I could see that being true. Or I just want to, like, trim 2, leave 2 Karn, 2 Ugin. I hate this. I think I hate this. These are like kind of useful. Like at the same time, like if they have a bunch of stuff out, like yeah, I'm just gonna submit like this. I think this match is probably pretty tough for us. The old Eye of Ugin not making mana hand. That's a tough beat. The rest of his hand is pretty good though. The rest of his hand is pretty good. Collective Brutality, we've got a black filter for it. The problem is they have just so many things you need to needle, right? And like needle doesn't stop them from actually comboing you. Like, what do you want Punishing Fire against? The decks that you just like beat with your Wurmcoils and your Karns anyways? Yeah, see, looks like there's 40 different things. So, like, you pick one, and then they play another, and then they kill you anyways. And, like, the turn they play Heritage Shroud, they have a bunch anyways. Yeah, you could probably do better than this at 6. Seems okay, I guess. It's fast Tron. It's not going to be... It's not terribly interactive. I guess on the play a hand like this might be okay. The problem is we can't sweep till 4. Guess I'm going to keep this. Sphere of Resistance on top is perfect. Let's go ahead and play Expedition Map here. I'm going to play Expedition Map here. This way I can play Sphere next turn, and then probably Stir the turn after that. Yeah, like I was saying, like when you're trying to play an interactive deck in a format like Legacy or Modern, like you're just going to have matches where you're just like, oh, well, this feels bad. Alright, play this. Go. It might be that I want more of these at my board. This card's pretty good against Storm and this. I'm playing more discard today. I could play 3 or 4 spheres, though, if we really wanted. We could find this card with Ancient Stirrings. What are you doing, dude? Need help? Hey, Petehead with the $12 donation. So here's my buddy's donation that I mentioned. Have fun with this thing. Thank you very much, and we'll definitely get to that at some point soon. It might not be till next week. You need something to drink? Okay. I gotta run a grab deck. Let's something to drink here real quick. Be right back. Hey, Galberg with the brand new $4.99 a month subscription. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Welcome. That's a tilt. I got the same land we already have. I guess that's better than nothing. Let's do that and pass the turn. I wanted to stir first because this is less likely to find. Like we have 2 Tron pieces we get with this, then we get the specific third with this. But it is what it is. Be right back. I wonder what kind of hand they kept, because they didn't do anything on turn 2. They just played this and didn't play this. Seems weird. Crack this. Go grab a mine. Play this. Play this. Yeah, that's probably fine. Next turn I'll have 7 mana to play with if we don't die. They could very easily just natural order us next turn. This makes 3, 4, 5. It did to NO. I guess being dead to NO is like a reason maybe to do this, but I guess I get to cycle this next turn anyways. We get Abrupt Decay the Sphere and then kill me? Thoughtseize, sure. Oh, you know what? Having my threat in my hand really sucks. That means... that means I don't have a lot of good threats left. I guess I have Ugin. Like, I boarded out Ulamog, so I was hoping to just search this up. Is what it is, what it is. Why would you take... They have an Abrupt Decay? They must have an Abrupt Decay then, right? Rexage, sure. We're killing the map then? Okay. Yeah, let's do this Tron thing and draw a tower. Let's take a list for green. Unfortunate. I'm assuming we're just getting NO'd next turn. I think Kozilek is good. I'm not actually sure. Seems like a sweet top end for these combo matchups. Not really. I mean, like, Radiant Fission is pretty cheap, right? It's like $2 or less. It doesn't rotate for like 4 months. Declan Scott. Yeah, I'm queuing it up right now. Jacob Jeffrey. Stop it. Kids will be the death of me. Oh, we get to Rexage me again. Got it. Got it. No idea. Well, Cloud Post doesn't put up any results, so that's probably a garbage tier deck. So, I mean, like, if our deck is a garbage tier deck and it's similar to another garbage tier deck, it's like, you know, what's the big difference? So, like, people keep asking that. They're like, is this better or worse than playing Cloud Post? It's like, well, I haven't really played Cloud Post, but, like, Cloud Post doesn't put up results. So, like, is our deck better or worse than the deck that, like, doesn't put up any results is, like, an interesting question to have, right? Am I dead? I feel like I might be dead. So it could hit me for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to 1 here, so I need to draw a Ugin or an O-Stone. They can drain me, and hit me for 5. I feel like having black in your deck gives you better tools for beating the combo decks than the, what's it called? The Cloud Post deck has. That's not what I'm asking. I was asking about the land package. Well, like, so, no, that is what you asked. You're like, is this better or worse than just playing Cloud Post? It's like, well, I don't, one, I don't actually know, because I haven't played a bunch of Cloud Post, but 2, Cloud Post doesn't put up results. So, like, if Cloud Post isn't great, I don't know if this deck is good, bad, or otherwise, too. And we've already cashed this league. I'm, 1 in, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm 3-0 right now, so it'll be 3-1 after we lose this match to a probably unwinnable matchup. This deck is better at casting Karns and Wurmcoils on turn 3. Cloud Post is very bad at casting Karn on turn 3. Yes. Good quality sequencing there. Can we draw Ugin, please? Oh. Oh, that was intentional. Sure, so we're dead. That's unfortunate. We're gonna get to Wrath the board, and again, just like, you know, no matter what you register, in Legacy or Modern, there's gonna be matches where you show up and you just like don't get to play Magic because that's how Magic works. If you're not okay with that, don't play Magic. Yeah, this hand's great. It's a little land light, but it's fine otherwise. It's like, actually, I want to try new things, though, like 12 Post and Mud. Like, these decks are commonly accepted as, like, mediocre decks that aren't very good. So, like, why would I want to, like, actively play decks that are not good if I could work on something else and have it potentially be not good or potentially be interesting? Like playing other decks that we know are bad, like, why is that interesting or good? Turn off auto yells. Alright, that feels bad. Alright. You know, we had 2 shots at a second land. Hi, Declan. Here you go, buddy. What's your feeling on Tin Fins? I don't know, it's another random garbage tier combo deck that's trying to hope its opponent doesn't play Magic. You know, it's just like probably fine in Legacy. So most of Legacy, random garbage tier decks, people trying to hope their opponent doesn't play Magic. Please don't kill me. Turn 2 TKS. Man, remember when we were doing this to people in Modern, and then they banned the wrong land? They banned this instead of the Soul Land. If they're smart, they're taking this one. It's like one land short of having a good start. Probably just dead here. I assume they're gonna have more than enough aggression for us to stick a live drop to run us over. Okie doke. Taking 9 here, so if they got another threat, we're gonna be dead, and they have 5 cards in their hand, so probably dead. We could hit a, them drawing a card there is pretty good for us. I mean, they don't. Yeah, O-Stone, I was just gonna say, O-Stone makes us very excited to keep playing Magic. We're not getting Smusher, that's great, wonderful. We're going to 11 here, deal. Alright, so we need a power plant. That's a good draw. Playing Karn Liberated here. I'm just eating this one. I feel like I'm supposed to eat that one, or am I supposed to eat the Thoughtseer? Let's eat the Endbringer. I get to draw another card here, that's fine. I wonder what could possibly be in their hand that they didn't add more pressure to the board last turn. I'd recommend selling them to bots for tickets. That's the most profitable thing to do with them. Unless you like, you know, buying scratch-off lottery. If you like buying, if you think buying scratch-off lottery tickets is a good investment, then you should open your chest. Dismembers and another eye. That's fair. Alright, well, if we don't get TKS this turn, this Ulamog's gonna come down and be real hungry. Wow, that's good for us. Holy crap. Don't Thought-Not-Seer me, bro. Okay, you killed Karn. Yeah, they're like 2.15 right now. I would actually, if you don't need tickets right now, I would hold on to the chests until, what's it called? Until they go back up a little bit. Endless one? For 9 or 7 or whatever? Sure. 9, yeah. Get that, I can count. Alright, Ulamog is here and he is hungry. Let's get rid of those dorks. Doesn't want to play Magic anymore. Our Eldrazi are bigger than theirs. Hey, Thragtusk. Ugin, pretty bad. Seal of Primordium is great. It kills Chalice of the Void. Relic is pretty bad. Is Relic better or worse than Thoughtseize? A redraw versus taking cards out of their hand. Taking cards out of their hand stops being good fairly quickly, right? Maybe I want Thoughtseize on the play. It's like I often can't Thoughtseize till 2 anyways. What do we think? I think I just want to do this and just leave the relics into cantrip. What does Needle do? Needle seems, like, for Endbringer, that seems narrow. They usually don't even play for Endbringer, usually it's like 2 or 3. I have an Eye of Ugin myself, so that seems bad. No, I don't even think they play. I don't even think they play it. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep the relics that I think as cycles. Huh. This hand's pretty bad, right? It's like only has 1 Tron piece. It's gonna be medium against the Chalice of the Void for 1. So we should probably mulligan. Oh, Needle for Wasteland. They do play Wasteland sometimes. Yeah, if we see some Wastelands, we'll bring in Needles for game 3 over the relics. Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't play Wasteland. Like, their deck's pretty mana hungry too. So like Wasteland just like keeps them off of mana too. I'd like to mulligan. Yeah, and this hand's much better. When it went to 5. Yeah, I think in this matchup in general, if I don't, I bottom that. You could do better. Just like look for Tron pieces. Yeah, this I think usually means they don't play Wasteland. I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think factories mean they're not on Wastelands. No second land. All right, sweet. Yeah, cantrips. That's exactly how we left the relics in. Pay 2, draw a card. Do you have a Chalice of the Void? Chalice is actually pretty good against us. Natural Tron would be hot. Need a power plant. Gotta charge up our lasers here. Charging my lasers. That's an Eldrazi spell. Sweet. It's good for us. It means we're not getting Chalice here. Nope. Did you tap it wrong and you actually have a Chalice and you need to untap this and make colorless? Way to tease me, opponent. Yep. Set out instead of Chalice. Got it. Deal. Alright, Natural Tron. Come on. Come on. Where's my power plant? Where's my power plant? I did not put Warping Whale on the board. Another one. That's sad. I think I'm just supposed to cycle this and try and hit a land drop. Sylvan Scrying. Sylvan Scrying. If we get any land, we can play this O-Stone, which would be nice. This card's definitely good against us. We might want a couple more ways to interact with this. You know, if we don't see Wasteland, yeah, I might just bring in Thoughtseizes. Should always tap tower last, correct? Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Because if we, like, hit the Tron piece there, we didn't have anything else to do with the mana, right? We would have only had 5, so, like, it was actually relevant here. But in general, yes, you should tap the tower last when you're filtering, and you could possibly hit Tron on the draw. Alright, looking for power. Need more power! Alright, let's find draw 2. Means one more land and we can crack this O-Stone and then get these relics going. Hello, oldest son, you got your airplane? Yeah. Correct, yeah. These are swamps. All this black mana we have. Opponent Urborging us up. What you got, opponent? Sure. Okie doke. Well, we're unlocked next turn at least. I think I want to take a hit for 6 here. So that way I can guarantee this Chalice of the Void won't be on the table here in a second. That basically means they can't play out more stuff this turn except for another Battery Shaper. Doesn't give them extra lands to work with too. When these die, they get to flip the top card of their deck, and if it's a permanent 3 or less, they get to put it into play. I don't think we're supposed to draw. What? They just like want to force me into blowing this up? Good deal. I just didn't want you to play another Chalice this turn. Alright, triggers, Mistress Factory, sure. Trigger, Reality Smasher, alright. It's about to get hard. Where are my Tron pieces at? That almost counts. Let's do this. Ding, ding, ding. Alright, I'm gonna play this so that way they don't know Tron is coming next turn. We're one short of playing Thragtusk this turn, which is kind of sad. We can get TKS'd. That's fine. Deal. Pick. Look at my hand. I don't think you can beat any of these. They're looking to rebuilding 12 posts at all. Yeah, I just don't really like 12 posts. It doesn't seem like it does anything particularly interesting or impressive. Oh, I guess they have Wasteland. Yeah, that's true. That's true, too. Dealer's choice. It's probably one of these two, right? Yeah. We're going to start by playing the Karn Father here. Seeing what we draw. Oh, lordy. God, fucking Urborg, man. Urborg. Forgot how annoying that card is on Magic Online. Exile you, draw a card. Alright, go. They have another TKS here. It's like kind of annoying, but we're still in a good spot, right? Because I've got like these 2 O-Stones now. Yep, deal. Alright, so this Karn is going up. Gonna play this, crack it. Get the old Eye of Ugin here. Play Eye of Ugin. Doop, doop, doop. Opponent said GG's! Look at that! Look at that, the old 4-1. 4-1 with Tron. Not bad, not bad. Why not play an exile land? Because I'd like to just take out their threats. I'd like to just take their actual threats off the table. Like, they could just draw a soul land and, like, negate us having targeted a land. Do I want to make changes here? I don't know if I actually want to make changes. I kind of like this configuration. Burgle was asking, do we gain things from having a black splash? What would we play instead of the black cards? So, the thing about a format like Legacy is Legacy's a lot like Modern, and it's like saying, well, my deck is going to have a hard time with Death Shadow, but, like, Death Shadow's, like, 10% or less of the field. So, like, why? Spheres? I have spheres. I have 2 spheres on the board. And, like, we have Relic of Progenitus to deal with Storm as well, and we have a bunch of discard. Kozilek was good a couple of times. What are white sideboard cards? Are white sideboard cards going to fix problems that we have? Because most of the Wasteland decks in the format have Deathrite Shaman in them, so I'd rather just Pithing Needle Wasteland than try and replay my life. Our first draft had Crucible and Loam in the board, and, like, every time our opponent was like, oh, you're right, the Delver decks all play Deathrite Shaman, so they just, like, exile your Urza pieces after they Wasteland you, so, like, trying to replay them from the graveyard isn't a particularly great strategy. Answers to Chalice. I mean, I've got 2 Seals, 3 Oblivion Stones, 4 Karns, and a World Breaker. Like, that's a lot of Chalice answers, right? I feel like our problem matchup is combo decks, right? So, like, is there a splash other than black that gives us better answers to combo decks? Is, like, splashing more permanent-based hate better than playing the discard package? Is that like a real question? Like, is it worth, like, playing a bunch of Aethersworn Canonists and, like, I don't know, Thalias and just, like, a pile of Sphere of Resistances? Just go, like, all permanent-based disruption? We can't play, like, Godok Teague in our deck, but we could play, like, Canonist. What does Ambiance do? I don't know what that card does. Like, silence, draw a card? That seems awful. I don't actually think Flusterstorm is better than the discard spells against the combo decks, especially in this deck. So, like, one of the things, too... I accidentally took a needle. Good catch. Good catch. Just Magic Online things. I don't think we need Defense Grid. I think if our opponent has a bunch of counter spells, we just, like, find an Eye of Ugin and just, like, get a bunch of threats. Burgle, the appropriate number of blue spells to play Force of Will in your deck consistently is around 17, including the Force of Wills, and there's no way we're getting 17 blue cards in here. I don't hate the idea of Ponder. The problem is, I don't think I think, like, having something like Stifle in our deck is worse with the Chromatic Stars and the Chromatic Spheres, because that means, when we cycle into blue on our turn, we can't, like, cast Stifle proactively. Like, we can filter for black with these. I don't hate Ponder, but the problem is, like, Relic just, like, randomly is good against Storm and some other graveyard-based combo decks in the format. It's actually really good at fucking with Deathrite Shaman, too. Which is kind of nice. There's a lot of that card. Again, Loam I don't think is useful because all the... I'm just going to run it back. Let's just play one more. Am I gonna run it back? Yeah, let's just run it back. Got some play points back out of it. Got some treasure chests. Let's do some more money. I said I wouldn't hate the idea of playing Ponder, but I think the idea of playing Ponder makes us worse against the combo decks in the format. We could trim like 2 Collective Brutality and like 2 Relic to put 4 Ponder in. I mean, like, what do the Soul Lands accomplish, right? Like, we need these things. We need all of our colored mana. We need these utility lands. The only utility lands, like, kinda optional is this Karakas. Sylvan Library is not a bad idea. I don't hate that one. That one's kind of sweet. Kozilek is a Eye of Ugin target you can get that locks up games against combo decks. This deck definitely does not want Brainstorm. We don't have room for fetch lands. Alright, well again. Yeah, this hit's fine. Top.
Mommy.
Hi, Declan. Alright, deal. Alright, it's not a wasteland. Deal. Interesting that they pondered. They must not be a wasteland deck, right? Because if they're a wasteland deck, they ponder before playing a land here off the underground sea. Opponent chose not to shuffle. Okay. Delver. Okay, yep. You holding up Stifle then? Maybe Spell Pierce? Put a stop on their turn just in case they reveal a Stifle here, and then we'll crack this during their upkeep. Dazed. Shit, it's good one to know about. They could just have a wasteland here too, right? Like they could just go wasteland be this turn. It's pretty decent as well. Let's see if we get getting stifled here or not. Tower, power plant, mine. Tron is assembled. Dupe. That's for green. Okay, hit that. That's not bad. Let's go ahead and stir. Huh. Probably just Eugene here, right? Yeah, Eugene seems great. I just want to get a bunch of threats that are must answer here, basically. That card's not modern legal. How is that fair? Stop it. You're gonna get off my lap if you try and hit the keyboard again. Dad, I didn't try to hit the keyboard. I actually hit the keyboard. Yeah, I know. Jerk. So we're gonna take 5 this next turn cycle. No, I want to just clear the board. I need as many answers to this Delver of Secrets as possible in case my opponent's hand is like double force, double blue card. I need to just play threat after threat after threat that can actually interact with this Delver so we don't accidentally get burned out here. They don't have a force here. This first World Breaker is going to be great. I think we're going World Breaker into Eugene, just like trying to clean up the board as quick as possible. So this is going to be a Bayou. Alright, Breaker of Worlds. Reach is also dice, you're not wrong. And so we're leading on this one because I think if they have a force, they need to force this. We know they have 1 days, they could have 2 dazes. They sometimes play Spell Pierce, so I don't want to play the Eugene just yet. That resolved. Okay, I think I don't want to play the Chromatic Star. I think I know they have a daze in their hand, so I might as well just wait. They could have, like, Dismember plus Bolt here, I suppose, but they're bolting this. I'm okay with that. Next turn, we'll probably play Karn out as opposed to Eugene, because I would because Karn will have 10 mana next turn, which means we can play Karn through Spell Pierce plus daze. We know they have a daze. They're out of food for the Deathrite Shaman now. That resolves. It's so big! How can you break a world if you can't, like, reach up and high-five it? No, I think we have more than enough mana at this point that, like, we're gonna be able to play around the days. He's gonna need, like, running wastelands to make the days be relevant, so... He's really tall. Alright, there's a wasteland. Gives them another spell in here for the Deathrite Shaman. Another Shaman, sure. I'm gonna play this land so we can play this Sylvan Scrying through days, through double days, and through Spell Pierce, because I can Spell Pierce off the Deathrite Shaman. You already ate this morning, child. Calm down. Why not Jeff 12 post? Why 12 post? What has 12 post done lately to encourage me to play 12 post in Legacy? Point me to some results. Yesterday we were playing Tron because it was a meme. Today we're playing Tron because I think it might be good. Dank memes can't melt steel beams. Yeah, I see you, annoying child. Was anyone aware the kids are kind of annoying? And I feel like they don't have a force unless they just drew one. Because they would have forced the scrying, right? Big Eldrazi has put up minor results. Sure, but that's not 12 posts. That's not... Is that 12 posts? Links. If it's actually 12 posts, links. If you're just going to talk in chat, just, like, don't bother. Ooh, that's really good. How much mana do I have? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I can Collective Brutality and spot check for a force here. Like, kill a Deathrite Shaman while I do it, too. Think that's good. Do I want to cycle this and use all 3 modes? I feel like I'm not willing to get forced out of cycling it and using all 3 modes. Let's sacrifice this for black really quick. See what we get. Get a draw here in case we draw another random land. Alright, yeah. This is only 8, yeah, so I can play Karn through the days. So yeah, let's go ahead and escalate this. Let's give that. I think I want to drain them as opposed to killing one of their things here. Because, like, I have this Eugene to come down and kill their things here at some point. Yeah. I'll target you twice and discard this Chromatic Sphere. Because, like, if their hand is like a giant dumpster fire here, we get to just, yeah, I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I drained. If their hand is like Daze is their only interaction, they have Daze and Spell Pierce. Alright, so we'll take the Spell Pierce. So they have True Name and Daze. Let's play this and cast Karn Liberated. Exile. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to actually exile a Deathrite Shaman here. We could be dead if they draw Force. No, because Karn gets to uptick. I think we're gonna be okay here. I think we're gonna be okay. Are we dead to Bolt? Yeah, we're dead to Bolt. Okay, we're dead to Bolt. Got it. Get it. Got it. Good. They get to drain us to 5, and then untap, bolt us to 3. Yeah, so we're dead to Bolt. Because they have a Daze in their hand. They have a Daze in their hand. I took Spell Pierce. Alright, ate a lot of looks here. This matchup's definitely not easy. Am I dead? Wasteland. Okay, yep, that's pretty good. Oh, we're gonna be dead to that too, right? Because they get to play True Name. They get to Wasteland us off a Tron piece and then play True Name here. We have to draw like exactly Tower. I suppose I could cantrip into Tower too. Or cantrip into Stirrings into Tower. Yep. So we're actually going to be dead next turn. That's unfortunate. Second Wasteland's pretty good. Just the, No, next turn he just gets to attack us for 2 and activate Deathrite Shaman. Dank memes can't melt steel beams. You're dead. Probably like the next card, right? Oh, we can Karn Shaman. Sure. Yeah, we're pretty dead here though. Relic would have been good there too, yeah. Alright, so Thragtusk in Collective Brutality seems decent. Pithing Needles in Ulamog's great. I think Kozilek's a little awkward. Worldbreaker seems medium. Oblivion Stone is great. Ulamog seems fine. And these relics can come out. Let's probably Ulamog out too. 9 threats is probably fine. I think 9 threats is fine. You can't really beat Wurmcoil or Thragtusk most likely. Few brutalities to pick off early Deathrite Shamans and Delvers. Maybe I was supposed to fully escalate that, It's real close. Sounds good with a star or a sphere, too. 1 Karn for 1 Ugin. I don't know. Playing Karn around Daze and Spell Pierce is a lot easier. Maybe I was supposed to escalate that, if I would have escalated that Brutality fully, we could have probably been okay that game. We could have killed the other Deathrite Shaman, and they wouldn't have had mana to play the True Name or drain us extra that turn cycle. Yeah, that's probably true. I'm just supposed to kick it all the way, and if they force us, and the Ugin's gonna come down. Sure. Ding. Dum 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 dum. Am I trying to do this turn? I think I'm waiting to play this around a days. Although I guess then I get Spell Pierce next turn. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this now. Tron. Just Tron things. Huh. That's close. Deckline needs to back up. Do I want to grab a backup Tron piece? I could just grab this mine, right? Does I have a second tower and a second power plant? I'm just gonna grab this mine. Yeah, it might have been right to take... Interesting. Sequencing. Again, they could brainstorm off of this and find a wasteland, or brainstorm off of this and find a fetch to shuffle away the cards that they're putting back on top. Also, just like casting a Delver here, in which case they should do this at my end step if they want to force a Delver flip. If they have a force for this, we're actually going to be in a little bit of trouble. Because we don't have a follow-up. Tron's really good at top decking though, right? So... yeah, so like if my opponent would have brainstormed last turn before doing this, they could have like put this back and then cracked this fetch to shuffle away the other cards. What's your name? Sure. That card did technically kill us last game, I guess. Keep the cards out of their crypt here. That one. This doesn't really matter what color I make here. I've got more green. Got more green than anything else. Sylvan Scrying, sweet. I think I'm gonna hold on to that for now. I'm just gonna go tower. I'm gonna go tower Oblivion Stone here. I think that's fine. This means I won't have Tron next turn if they have a wasteland. Like I'll have Tron again the turn after that. In these wasteland matchups, I feel like when I go into the Pithing Needle, I want to like conserve my scryings for like reassembling Tron after the fact. I'm gonna put a fate counter on my Wurmcoil here. Because this has protection from me. For those of you that are new to Legacy, protection from me means it doesn't take damage. I'm gonna do this now, because I'm gonna pop those Oblivion Stone on my turn so I can start attacking with this Wurmcoil Engine. Oh, okay, small sequencing mistake on my part. I should have activated the relic targeting myself, and then exiled my Ancient Stirrings, and then if they went to Deathray Shaman, then I'd pop it in response. So that was a small, nope, that's not what I want to do. I want to pop it up. Small sequencing mistake, yep. So could have prevented that small drain on my left total there. May I get stifled? Gross. Good news. Have a second O-Stone. Huh. Maybe the fact that there's stifles in their deck means I want the, that's what I'm looking for. Oh, you know what? I probably should have played this Bayou out so I could scrying this turn potentially. Nah. Are they gonna force this? Or not? Alright. So that 2 life total could really add up. Yes, Sweepers and Edicts. Those are the 2 ways you kill Dream Nemesis. That is correct. He might have another Stifle. Awesome, King Feed. Hope you're enjoying it. We're gonna play some more Hex after we're done playing Legacy today. Alright. Thoughtseize, really? That's such a weird card for Delver to have. So, punished for not having played this out aggressively. I think it's correct to be holding it like I did. Oh, because he has to pick between the 2. Yeah, that's true. Does he have another true name here? Or does he just not have a way to... It's a pretty good draw. Deal, right? Like, especially with the second Wurmcoil drawn, like... I'm not blowing this up if I don't have to. Okay. I think I do want some Eugenes. I think that is true. I've got a Karn. Alex just okay. Got these relics on the draw. I'm gonna bring in another Collective Brutality and another Eugene. Let's do it. Howdy, Piak. Yep. Send me up. Put a mulligan. Yep. What am I playing on 1 here? I probably want to play this around days. Hopefully we don't get Thoughtseized. First time getting to do this. Name Wasteland. Keep them out of here. Get going. Needles for Wasteland. We're not getting cute. Name Wasteland. Name the card that, like, takes our Tron away. Don't take my Tron away. Please. Please, it's my Tron. My Tron. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and just try and kill this. I don't think they have days. They could brainstorm for a days, I suppose. Hard cast days. Okay, so they have True Name that they're gonna play next turn. That's what this means. I don't want to return a land to their hand. I mean, hopefully they don't. I don't know what Teferi's puzzle box does, so I can't really give you an answer whether or not I think it would be good, better, otherwise. Try again. I think I have so many lands at this point. I just want to play this. I just want to play around days. I think I have enough lands that I just want to play around days at this point. What's the record with this deck so far? 8-7. We're 8-7 across 3 leagues. My read on True Name was right because of the way they cast the days. I could just get stifled out of this too. Yep, that feels bad. Bayou. 5 turns till this kills us. Looking for like Thragtusk and Wurmcoils at this point. That'll do too. I think we're taking 2 hits from this to put a fate counter on the Pithing Needle. Punt count infinity! Only took 15 months to see Jeff try and make Tron a thing in Legacy. The 15-month subscription. Thank you for the continued support. I do appreciate it. Welcome back. Huh. Am I just supposed to pull the trigger on this turn? Am I supposed to protect the Pithing Needle? I think I'm supposed to pull the trigger on this turn. Yeah, the second stifle is going to be kind of poopy. Oh, I should have waited on this, right? Because I need to filter this now. Yeah. You want some Cheerios? Do you want some Cheerios? No? I mean, I don't really have an option. Like, I could have just the only option I had to play around to stifle here was doing it during their upkeep. You want this? Alright. Wasteland me. Can I have a bowl, Declan? You're children. Yeah, bolts make life important, I agree. Land. Ding. Alright, here you go. That's hopefully the game. There you go. Jacob Jeffrey, you cannot sit on Dead's lap right now. Sorry, buddy. Mattman! Trax with the cheer. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm gonna go to attack with this Wurmcoil. I'd be surprised if we get like Culligan's Commanded or something here. Maybe an Ancient Grudge. Ancient Grudge could definitely keep the mid this. Jacob, you're not sitting on Dead's lap right now. Sorry, buddy. Diabolic Edict. Okay. They could bolt the life gain half of this. I'm gonna go ahead. We're going to cast this Collective Brutality, so we can get a look at what's up here. Hopefully check and see if the coast is going to be clear for Karn. You want your Cheerios? Look at that. You always get what you want, huh? Master Manipulator. Daze and Force. And they have a Wasteland. Why didn't they waste us last turn? They're like, wait, oh, they're probably waiting for a second Tron piece, right? Probably waiting for a second Tron piece. That makes sense, I guess. You have a bowl full of Cheerios. You want this?
Yeah.
Okay, I have the chip clip. Kids are weird. If we get in one hit with this life link, where I'm gonna feel a lot better about myself. This is funny. I'm gonna cast this card. Because normally Eye of Ugin doesn't make mana, but we have an Urborg in play, so it makes mana. Tracks! With the second chair. Nuke the cup. Nuke the cup. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. This is my Karn. There are many like it, but this one is mine. They draw removal for this? That sucks. They drew Dismember. They did draw Dismember. Yeah, that's good. We could get miffed out of this game still. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's awkward. Like, a lot of our searching has to go into, like, finding Tron pieces, and, like, when we're looking to kill them, we could just, like, get Eye of Ugin. So, like, why am I not just, like, using the Eye of Ugin? My eye is gone. I agree. Yep, I grabbed Wurmcoil. I grabbed any colorless creature. Opponent's not close to neutrality. So if they have another true name or they have a K command to get back this true name, they're going to be in a pretty decent spot. Oh, I could have searched in response, right. I thought I was a mana short. I'm dumb. Yep, that was a mistake. Why didn't you make the good line? Because I'm an idiot. Damn Hoagland's never taken the good lines. Yeah, we should have just gone and got another Wurmcoil, right? Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Stifle can hit the Karn ult. Yeah, we're not ulting Karn unless we need to. If opponent, no, we have the O-Stone now. Opponent chose not to shuffle. Alright, so they found what they're looking for, apparently. They found another true name? They did. Put a fate counter on you. You know, Margerios. Okay, so our line's kind of working out, I guess. Maybe, not really. Opponent concedes. GG's. GG's, opponent. Alright, 1-0 to start the league. Beat Delver. Or waiting for the next match to pop. I'd just like to say good morning, afternoon, and good night to everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for choosing to spend part of your day here with all of us. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm joined here by aspiring young magician Jacob Hoagland, and we're hanging out playing some Tron in Legacy. Karn. If you're enjoying what you see, please hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps other people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see, please consider subscribing on Twitch or becoming a patron on Patreon. Those are the two best ways you can support my content. I appreciate that. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com would love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you. If you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout there, you'll save 8% on your singles orders. CoolStuffInc.com has a lot of different cool stuff for you, including a lot of TCG singles. They do Pokemon and Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! If you use code Jeff5 at CoolStuffInc.com, you can save 5% on all of your singles orders from them. InkGaming.com can help you customize your gaming experience. You can use code Jeff12 to save 12% on custom playmats and mousepads and sleeves. And finally, SpareDeck.com will rent you any standard or modern deck. You can use code Hoagland7 to save 7% on your orders and be current to deck for a weekend or up to an entire month. 110% playing Elves. We are on the draw, so I assume that means we're dead. I'm going to mulligan a hand that doesn't have fast drawn. This hand could potentially have fast drawn. Collective Brutality is really good in this matchup, so we're going to keep it on top. I feel like saying you're the best Elves player in Legacy right now is kind of like saying I was the best Kiki Chord player in Modern at some point. It's just like, you really know what's up and you're a good Magic player, but like, you probably should play a good deck and you'd do better. The Legacy Challenge I won, Julian was my only loss in the first round with Grixis Delver, and then I think he ended up like 3-3. This is the matchup we lost today. It's funny, I haven't played against Elves on Magic Online in, I don't know, probably weeks. Because it's like not particularly well positioned. Alright, let's go and crack this. Cast this. I'm gonna go power plant here. Do this, play a star, maybe not die next turn, cast Collective Brutality. Yeah, right? Opponent's every card here is modern legal so far. Cradle, NO, kill us. Good beat. Like I said, no delusions here. Matchup's miserable, we're probably gonna lose. Lost the die roll in a bad matchup, just like Story of Legacy. Yeah, you know. Enjoy your stay. Maybe in Legacy. Now, see, I actually think this deck's well positioned against the decks that are good in Legacy, which is why I'm giving it a try. Kiki Chord is just like pretty garbage tier. We're not going to try it unless maybe it would be fun to play it with a bunch of Blood Moons, like the guy that did well at the Grand Prix. But like, again, that's not Kiki Chord doing well. That's playing a bunch of Blood Moons being reasonable and modern. Yeah, this is probably fine. That's just like Magic in general. Like, you're just like picking and choosing your bad matchups. And like, even if, what's it called? Even if you like start with, even if you play a deck like Grixis Delver, like you're going to queue into Elves, or you're going to queue into lands, and you're going to be like, well, this matchup's hard to impossible, and we're just going to die anyways. Yeah, maybe. Like, if we have a Brutality on the second turn, it's definitely one of our better cards in this matchup. Brutality or Sphere of Resistance, especially on the play. Like, probably don't have any chance in the draw, though. Karn is not great against the go-wide decks. Yeah, I mean, this hand's reasonable. It casts Brutality on you, right? Pithing Needle doesn't stop mana abilities. So it can stop, like... it can stop Wirewood Symbiote and Deathrite Shaman, but it does not stop Heritage Druid. So, no, it would literally do nothing to slow them down, because it doesn't do anything at all. Yeah, I think we're just supposed to, like, kick this thing, right? You want more? More? Here's some more if you would like it. Yeah, we're definitely kicking this. The question is, what are we doing with it? Or what are we discarding? So we're doing those two modes. Target you, kill this. I feel like I want to bin the Wurmcoil. Is that insane? The Wurmcoil's probably not going to be good for a little while. The rest of these cards can help me get set up. Just straight Brick City. Good beat, good beat. Just has the natural crater hoofs. Yep. Dryad Arbor Pass. Tron. Alright. Get Bayou next turn. No, I think Engineer Plague is narrow. I think I'd rather play cards like Sphere of Resistance. And like, a lot of the Elves are like X2s, right? Am I getting Eye of Ugin here? I feel like I'm getting Eye of Ugin here. Although I guess he could possibly hoof me next turn, right? Oh, right, he has a Rex Sage that I know about. I knew about that. Alright, you know. Good shit. So that was a mistake. Alright, so 10 out of 10. Pretty big mistake there. Probably not. Probably could have won this game. Probably still not a favorite to win the match, though. Eugene? Alright. You have to Thoughtseize, so there's we die to the hoof next turn. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Didn't two here. You need to like draw land into O-Stone or land into Eugene. Yeah, which is really weird, Burgle. I actually haven't played this matchup in a while. Alright, Eugene or O-Stone, please. There's Eugene. Eugene even exiles, Eugene even exiles the Dryad Arbor. Praise be to Eugene. He gets to return 2 of his things to his hand. He gets to return the Dryad Arbor and return water. They're probably going to fetch a Dryad Arbor at end step here. Hello, darkness, my old friend. How I've come to meet you again. We have the father, you know, Urza, the son, Karn, and then we have the Holy Spirit Dragon that bails us out on occasion as well. Alright, so they're putting this to 3, which means I can't actually kill all of their stuff. Is that one good? What do we think? Do you think that one's good? I feel like that one might be okay. Trigger. I'm gonna do this for 0 and just like get rid of the Dryad Arbors. Go. I feel a disturbance in the force. There is a great disturbance. Alright, so I can... How does this work? I click on you, and I click on this, and I discard that? Is that how that works? Yeah, that's how that works. Why are we still playing Magic, Julian? Thank you. Okay, I'm glad we understand you. I conceded. I didn't make you kill me. Let's get out of here. Alright, Choices. Yeah, can we get Misstep back in the format? Would that be great? Oh, damn it, children. You knocked my water bottle over. Oh, I should close that up. Oh, Declan. Yeah, I don't really actually think Pithing Needle is good. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave things how they are. Here's your tablet. As you will. Yeah, I think turn 1 Thoughtseize is fine. I don't know, we're getting a whole lot better than this. You get to go map plus stirrings on 2. Deathrite Shaman or Green Sun Zenith. Deathrite, sure. Eugene is decent. Dece plus. Hopefully we're going to line him up on turn 4. Alright, so Glimpse. 2 Symbiotes. Green Sun Zenith. I'm just taking the Zenith away, right? And like hoping they don't draw lands. That might be a little loose. I guess they don't have a lot of pressure going on if I like take away... It's probably just supposed to be the Glimpse, right? They like don't have a lot going on and we just like hope to get to Eugene before they draw something relevant. It's definitely between the Glimpse and the Zenith. They have a lot of mana in their deck. I'm gonna take the Glimpse. Just take the relevant card instead of hoping they brick. If they brick on a land, they probably have to Green Sun for... Yeah, that's fine. So long, Eugene. I guess they could take the map, theoretically, here. I don't know how much Modern Julian plays. Maybe he doesn't know that Tron players are lucky and he shouldn't take the map, but... I feel like you're supposed to take the Spirit Dragon. Yeah. Take the card you care about. Are we using this to cast a spell? We are. Okay. Bold. So we're down to 1 mana. Oh, they're going to get Dryad Arbor, so that makes sense. Thoughtseize is decent. I think I'd rather Stir. Like, they have Nettle Sentinel and 2 Symbiotes. Yeah, I think I'm going to give them a chance to, like, draw some powerful cards here. Oblivion Stone is okay. Yeah, Stone's probably the pick. Part of me wants to just take the Sphere so that way I can get some redraws in. You don't beat lands. Legacy's a format where there's just a bunch of matchups you're never beating. Just get over it. Welcome to the truth. Alright, so they can't Rec Sage just next turn, right? So I can just, like, play this map out off this power plant. I'm gonna take the Oblivion Stone. I feel like that's better insulation than just taking a cantrip. So next turn, I could play Karakas, play Thoughtseize crack map. Doesn't seem terrible. I'm gonna take a Symbiote away. Taking a Symbiote away is good because it preserves, yeah, I'm gonna Thoughtseize them here. Okay, yep. I've not tried crop rotation, so the thing is, in general, we don't usually have games like this where we have a bunch of extra lands laying around. These Thoughtseizes are a little rough. It's a shame one of them wasn't a Brutality. Need to kill some of their stuff that's actually in play. We know they have a Wirewood Symbiote here. Playing this Thoughtseize ended up being a little bit bad. What is crop rotation better than we're already playing? I think crop rotation is worse than map and Sylvan Scrying, because we don't have extra lands to sacrifice. You Thoughtseize me? I think Thoughtseize would be better for us. Oh, I have a thing to play. Okay, so there's a Symbiote. Oh, and then they're gonna do that with that. Sure, that makes sense. Are we dead next turn? I might be dead next turn, actually. The problem is we can't, like, play Tron next turn because, like, we haven't played a land. Crop Rot is good versus Wasteland. It is, but it's bad versus... It's bad versus counter magic, and a lot of the Wasteland decks have counter magic in them, too. So I think I'd rather just, like, play Pithing Needle to beat Wasteland decks as opposed to try to play crop rotation, which is awkward. That's a Brutality. Okay. Huh. What's my best line to win the game? It probably involves... So I can't kill the Elves because they have Wirewood Symbiotes, right? I think I'm escalating pitching the Wurmcoil because it's not going to gain life because of the Symbiote anyways. Yeah, I think we want to kill the Dryad Arbor. Kill the Dryad Arbor. Killing the Symbiote's probably better. That's close. We're definitely casting this with 2 modes, discarding the Wurmcoil Engine. The question is, what are we killing? Is it a Symbiote or is it a Dryad Arbor? I guess killing Symbiote means that if we rip... No, because they're still going to have Dryad Arbor left over, so it doesn't kill that. Yeah, I'm going to kill the Dryad Arbor because it makes mana. Yeah, Arbor puts them further away from natural order. Yeah, that's a good call. This means we're going to stay at 11. If we had Tron next turn, we could be in a good spot. We get a redraw at it. If we because Star costs some mana to... Oh, I could cycle... Yeah, I don't know. Because they have Thoughtseizes in their deck, so, like, leaving this as a card on the board is valuable. And if they Reclamation Sage it, we still get to draw a card. So I think just leaving this on the board is valuable. Looking for Tron Piece. Looking for the last one. Did we draw a disc? No, we did not draw a discard spell. Alright, dead on board. That's too slow, right? I need 1 more mana. Tron. Tron. Tron, 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 Tron. Tron, 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 Tron. And this is on Insect, so he can't recast something off of it. I boarded out my Ulamog, didn't I? I gotta stop doing that. Need to stop doing that. Yep. We do not have a Ballista. I have Kozilek, and I have Wurmcoil Engine. So I'm probably supposed to get Kozilek, right? This cost me 8. Looking for a Collective Brutality here in 6 draws. None of those are Collective Brutality. What's Wurmcoil rate? Alright, go. Don't natural order me. We're dead to Quarian Ranger as well here. Which means we're dead to Green Sun. I need to stop boarding out Ulamog. We're gonna stop boarding out Ulamog. Oh, why not counter? Cause I'm reading chat. I'm reading chat, okay? That is why I didn't do that, cause I'm reading chat. That is, I should have kept the 1-drop in hand to counter something. I agree with that. I should have just cast the Stirrings instead of doing it. Woo! We beat Elves anyways! Tron, 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 Tron. Tron, 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 Tron. If you too want to spew and punt in Legacy, boy do I have a Magic deck for you. Boy, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, do I have a Tron deck for you. Yes! There was a disturbance in the Force. In Jeff's defense, no one plays Kozilek, right? Yep. I love spewing, Jeff. Please tell me more. Well, you see, when you're about to die, you're going to rip your 3rd Tron line, and it's going to bail you out, and you're just going to go... Ah, Karn. Karn. Not even Legacy is safe. Look, we just beat the best Elves player in the world, so I'm not saying that Tron is better than Elves, but it might be. We 4-1'd the league before this, with our 1 match loss being to Elves. We have almost 400 people watching us praise the glorious Karn Father in the best format in Magic. See, this is a wonderful, this is a match made in heaven. We took the best, most awesome deck in Modern, and we put it into the best, most awesome format in Magic. Best green black Tron player beat the best Elves player. Exactly. I mean, I Thoughtseize them. I took away their good card. It's not like the Elves deck has a bunch of selection in it. I took away their Ancestral Recall, and then they, like, didn't draw another one. I think I like this current configuration. I'm gonna export this and put it on my decks page real quick for people that are asking about it. And if you own Tron in Modern and you want to get into Legacy, this deck's actually pretty cheap to build, especially if you have a few proxies. But like the Bayous are not that much better than like Land War Wastes or the Botanic or whatever it's called, the Green Black Fastland. So like, if you're looking for a budget Legacy deck and you own Tron in Modern, like, I think this deck is actually pretty close to reasonable. This all started with a donation, yep. It's a Legacy and Modern deck all over. You could probably, minus the Bayous, you could probably build this as a Legacy and Modern deck for probably just, what's Modern Tron cost these days? It's probably like $500. Karn's kind of expensive. Metagame, Modern, what's Tron cost? Paper. Tron's like $600 in paper. So like, with $100 kicker and budget Bayous, you could build this deck. What do you need? You need to buy an Eye of Ugin. You need to buy a Karakas. You need to buy an Urborg. You need to buy Sphere of Resistance and Pithing Needle. The rest of these cards are pretty much played in Modern Tron. On Magic Online, the deck's only $300, to be fair. Pretty easy mulligan here. Two of the same Tron piece. We have like Sylvan Scrying and stuff. Like if I knew my opponent was going to be playing a fair deck of magical cards, I think I would keep this. You know what? I'm gonna cheat. That's not cheating. I'm just gonna do the old MTG Goldfish Scry here and look at my opponent's names. White Stripe. For those of you that are unaware, this is also useful in paper Magic tournaments as well. If your opponent's someone who plays like local IQs or PPTQs that get reported, you can Google them. Yeah, there's no results for Legacy for this opponent's name, so I think I'm going to be conservative mulligan this because like it's not very likely to turn 3 Tron. Because when people are like, I don't understand why you're not playing card X, the question you want to ask yourself when you're talking about card X is, what is card Y that you're cutting from the deck that I'm currently playing to, like, make that happen? Currently, in my mind, there's, like, 6 flex slots in this deck, and they're the 4 Relic of Progenitus and the 2 Collective Brutalities I have in my main, and I think those cards are meaningful enough disruption against the popular combo decks in Legacy that they're worth keeping. I think the 6 is bad. I get a Scry, though. These relics might be great. I'm gonna keep this with a Scry. Yep, never didn't have it. Tron. I mean, we have some reasonable upgrades in here. Yeah, I think the main deck relic is great. Like, remember, Storm Ant is primarily a Past in Flames deck, so, like, this is a hate piece for the best combo deck in Legacy right now, which is Storm. It messes with Deathrite Shamans, which is great. Like, also, so, one of the things I tried yesterday when I was off stream is I split my Bayous with, a Bayou, 2 Bayous and 2 Verdant Catacombs, and not only was losing life relevant for me on more than one occasion, but, fueling my opponent's Deathrite Shamans with extra fetch lines was a very real drawback. And you don't really need to fetch basics with this deck because the Wasteland decks in Legacy are... The Wasteland decks in Legacy are wasting your Tron pieces, they're not wasting our Bayou. So, like, you know, waste my Bayou, go for it. Yeah, it could be, Wolfear. Weird that they wanted to land in there and not the Brainstorm. Because they could have fetched in response to my Relic activation. Watch us get Blood Mooned here. Really annoying, but not the end of the world. 2 basic islands probably mean something fair. Storm doesn't usually play 2 basics. Just leaving these relics up just in case. Counterspell. Sweet. It is something fair. Think I'm going to pop one of these relics at the end step here. Now, counterspell means they're playing something fair. If we hit the last Tron piece, we get to Worldbreaker them. Sign me up. Morning, Nero. It's going to be a Jace. You know what's really bad to unsummon? Worldbreaker. Baleful Strix, sweet. Oh, want to do this during the end step. God, Magic's great. What you got over here? One Tron piece away from creating a disturbance in the Force. You're a wizard, Harry. Let's take them off Riptide Laboratory here. Hard cast Force, yep. Am I cycling this? I haven't played a land yet this turn. Oh, if I was going to cycle this, I should have done it in response to the Force, right? Now I don't want to cycle it because I have a Worldbreaker in my crypt. That was a mistake. Small pop-up hunts there. They could ponder into Snap Ponder. Just fine. That's the end of the world. If they do that, they're tapped out. We can cast this Wurmcoil Engine. Mono Yu-Gi-Oh! Control, right? I could have Worldbreakered the Strix, but I don't really care about this. I don't really care about this card. Just like a 1/1. If it like trades for the front half of this, I really don't care. It just like splits up. Yep. Okay, so we're getting value off of that now. Sweet. If we hit a land, we know this is going to resolve Sands of Force of Will. Need a Urza land specifically, I guess. Need a Urza. I think if we hit an Urza land, we'll just play this and draw 5. Seems good. Rats. That's unfortunate. Having our threats in our hand kind of sucks. Yeah, take the one that draws 5, buddy. You figured it out. Good line. So this can get an Eye of Ugin next turn. Oh, opponent doesn't want to play Magic anymore. It's unfortunate. Come back, opponent. Come back. Alright, so Ugin and Thragtusk are probably pretty good. I wonder if this is an Oblivion Stone out matchup. This might be an Oblivion Stone out matchup. Collective Brutality seems okay. It can kill things like Vendilion Click and some of their weaker threats while also spot checking for... This is just worse than Thoughtseize. This might just be worse than Thoughtseize, right? We're 2-0 in this league. We're 3-1 on the day. Do I want these O-Stones? O-Stone just, like, overperforms every time it's in my deck, right? So, like, I feel like I want it. I don't think I'm worried about Wastelands out of them. I'm gonna bring in a couple of Thoughtseizes. Maybe a Collective Brutality is better because it's a little bit more flexible. Yeah. The problem, this can take, like, Jace out of their hand, though. And it's more resource efficient. But yeah, Brutality not losing us life 2 is probably relevant. Because, like, beating us, chipping away with random poopers. Especially if I'm, like, cutting O-Stones. Well, I have Ugin still. Like, I'm not cutting Ugin. So, like, I feel like I still have kind of get out of jail free cards. Yeah, I'm gonna submit like this and see how this feels. We're subject to change. Like, opponent's playing a brew as well. So, like, depending on, like, what cards we see out of them, we'll probably adjust if we get to the game 3 in here. I think this hand's fine. I think, opponent seems like a little bit more slow controlling deck. So, like, a little bit more slow consistent hand's probably okay. Tron, 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 Tron. I get by with a little help from my friends. Drawing our bombs early is not great. I think I'm just supposed to pass here, right? Like, they've showed us Counterspell. Yeah, I'm gonna pass here. Just, like, take one more draw. Instead of playing into a counterspell this turn, I think. Looks like they're just playing blue-black control. Yeah, this might be an end-step Snapcaster Mage. This could be a Blood Moon. You're gonna fetch basic Swamp here and Blood Moon me. If that's the case, I'm glad I waited for this because I could fetch a basic Forest so we could Thrag Dead. Sure. Tron. Just Tron things. Force pitching spell snare. Deal. Alright. Opponent's playing blue-black, splash, Blood Moon. Hopefully this keeps them off of playing some of their spells. Nope. It's unfortunate. Jace here's probably going to bury us. Snap, Ponder, sure. Yeah, Spell Snare. We unfortunately can't cast this while we're under Blood Moon. Yeah, so we're going to bring our Oblivion Stones back in post-board. We didn't see red mana out of them, but I guess I should have assumed how many basics they had. They probably had Blood Moon. Oblivion Stones are our best way to kill Blood Moon. We have 4 Karns and a World Breaker and an Ulamog, depending on how quickly our opponent can kill us here. So the goal here is just next turn we'll crack this for green and cast Thragtusk, and then hopefully just go 5, 6, 7 here. Just straight on up the curve. It's a pretty good one, too. I guess I could cast this, but I kind of want to cast this more than anything. I think this elicits a counterspell necessarily, and this one doesn't. Okay. I don't really do budget. I would recommend checking out some Saffron Olive type articles, maybe. Alright, that's stuck. It's probably great for us. God, do we even want to kill the Blood Moon at this point? We probably don't, right? Like, it's gonna let them shuffle? Alright, we've successfully cashed a second league with Tron. We're 3-0 in this one. Deuces, deuces. Oh, nice Blood Moon, opponent. Nice Blood Moon. Blood Moon, not good against Tron, believe it or not. I'm not, that's not even me being facetious. I know I'm facetious a lot, so for people that, like, don't watch a lot, Blood Moon is not as good against Tron as it is against most decks of the format. You have to have pressure. We didn't even have to show him the fact that we had a Karn in our hand. It's like, hey, buddy, how about this 6/6 you can't beat? How about this 6/6 you can't beat? How about this 6/6? While we're waiting for this next match to pop, I would just like to say good morning, afternoon, and good night to everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for choosing to spend part of your day here with us. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I am a TCG player and content producer, and we're hanging out playing some Tron in Legacy. If you're enjoying what you see, please press that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps other people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see, you want to help me produce more of this awesome Legacy Tron content, there's a couple different ways you can do that. The first is by subscribing on Twitch or becoming a patron on Patreon. Both of those methods support myself directly, so I can draw more income from producing content and less time spending working doing other things. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. We're all Magic players out there, so you're probably going to buy some of these things at some point anyways. If you're going to buy Magic Online cards, please do so with mtgotraders.com. You can use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout there to save 8% on your singles orders. CoolStuffInc.com sells a lot of different cool stuff, including a lot of TCG singles. You can use code Jeff5 at CoolStuffInc.com to save 5% on Magic and Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG singles. InkedGaming.com can help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on their selection of custom playmats and mouse pads and sleeves. You can use your own custom images that you have the right to distribute, or you can choose from a selection of their wonderful art that they already have on their website. They make it really easy. And finally, SpareDeck.com offers kind of a unique service. They will rent you any standard or modern deck. You can rent a deck for a weekend or up to an entire month. If you're someone like me that doesn't play a lot of paper Magic, you can definitely use them a lot. I use them for a lot of my events these days. Anywho, we finally popped a match here in the league, so we're 3-0, playing against someone who is 1-0. We are on the draw. I think this hand is keepable on the draw. We've got one Tron piece into Star, Stirrings on 2 to hopefully find a second Tron piece and then map to find the third. They're going to play Chalice of the Wood for one and we're going to seed the game. Yep. Why is, okay, I've got a response. Instead of asking me, is this deck worse than 12 post, explain to me why you think the deck is worse than 12 post. Because everyone asks that question, but I feel like no one can put into words why they feel that way. Am I just conceding to this? I feel like I'm just conceding to this. Like, this hand is not good against it. Might as well find out what they're doing. That's fair. If I discard any cards, they're going to know what I'm doing, so I'm just going to play this and pass, I guess. That's true, they could be a Blood Moon deck, too. Okay, so they're playing the Eldrazi deck. I guess we could just run off a bunch of Tron pieces here, right? Like, just be lucky, right? Weaker Wasteland. Why are we weaker to Wasteland? You have to untap with posts, so you give your opponent a full turn cycle to wasteland you with Cloud Post before you actually get to use them. Oh, we are on something weird, though, to be fair. I don't think I want to concede to Thoughtseize here. I think both decks are miserable against Wasteland, so, like, saying one's marginally worse isn't a strong argument. But 12 post isn't a good deck. Like, 12 post isn't putting up results. So people keep saying, like, is this deck worse than this other deck that's unplayable? And it's like, well, if this other deck's unplayable, and this deck is something new that we haven't tried, and we don't know if it's good, bad, or otherwise. So it's like, is your deck worse than this other deck that's not playable? It's like, well, that deck's bad, so, like, if we know that deck's bad, and we don't know if this deck is good or bad, then maybe it's worse, but we don't actually know. But we know that deck is bad. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, is there a tower on top of the deck? But again, that's not good. 12 post isn't putting up results. So, like, what 12 post is doing is objectively not good in the format because people aren't putting up results with it. So here's my conjecture for why I think this deck is better than could be better than 12 post as someone who hasn't played 12 post. 12 post is about trying to do really obnoxious things on turn 4 and 5. Like, right? Like no argument in anyone's mind about 12 post is better at producing Emrakul amounts of mana. Our deck, however, is better at producing 6 and 7 mana on turn 3. And, like, playing something proactively like that on turn 3 is better than having bigger plays on turns, like, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, but people always say that about, like, their random tier 3 decks. They're like, oh, it's not fair. You only don't like it because people don't play it to the purpose. People don't play it because it's bad. People aren't not playing it because it's the best deck in the format. People are skipping playing it because it's not good. Rats, we're so unlucky. We're so unlucky we didn't draw a thing. Alright, got Chalice on the play. I'm going to put these in. Relic is pretty bad. Ugin is pretty bad. Thragtusk is fine. Collective Brutality is pretty terrible. I'm aboard in Thoughtseize. Like, you don't need to cast a 15 mana Emrakul to beat the fair mid-range control decks in Legacy. Casting Wurmcoil and casting Karn and casting Ugin, like, all of these things generally beat the fair mid-range decks in Legacy. So, like, why are we doing all this work to make 15 mana when we could just make 7 and 8 mana and kill them? This deck isn't about racing. This is a control deck. It's trying to go, like, and that's what people think Tron in Modern is this ramp deck too. Tron is a control deck in Legacy, and it's a control deck in Modern too. This deck is very interactive. We're playing sweepers, we're playing spot removal, we're playing powerful threats. Like, just because our deck is good at making big mana to play big answers to things, instead of playing things like Fatal Push, we're playing Karns to exile their stuff. Our deck is still a control deck. Did you know that Tron assembles Tron by turn 3 in 43% of the games? In 1 in 5 games, you can play a Karn on turn 3. I think this hand's too slow. I think not having... It's pretty soft to a turn 1 Chalice. I think I just want 2 Tron pieces in my opener. Yeah, this hand's better. I get to play a map on one. I'm going to bottom that because they could have a Chalice of the Void. I haven't watched the latest season of Game of Thrones. You know about stats? I do. Maybe Berg will do them. Tron land, 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 Tron land. Boom, 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 boom. We have answers to Chalice. I literally have 3 answers to Chalice in my hand. 1, 2, 3. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, cinco, seis. Beedidee, 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 beedidee. That sweet auto pass value in here. We beat this deck earlier today, but they stumbled a little bit in the second game. Grab a mine, because we're really good at drawing power plant. Probably going to lose the Oblivion Stone here. This is almost certainly the correct take. To play Seal of Primordium next turn, unless we draw like a Sylvan Scrying or an Ancient Stirrings. Like a map. I time out lazy people here. It's a new rule. Am I dead to a Smasher? I'm not dead to a Smasher. This is a lot like playing against Eldrazi Tron in Modern. I mean, we beat Elves. I don't actually think your Storm matchup's that bad. We've got a bunch of Collective Brutalities and Thoughtseizes, and Relic interacts with Ant, and we have Sphere of Resistance as well. So I don't think it's very fair to say your Storm matchup's unwinnable. Eldrazi Tron's a miserable deck, and I will not be playing it. Alright, so have to hit here. Story of Tron's life, have to hit or we're dead. Dead! Alright, 4, 5, 6, 7. GG's opponent, WP. How often do you get Wastelanded Surgical? None so far. None so far. Eldrazi Tron was designed by Satan himself. Yep. Eldrazi Tron was designed by someone that thought to themselves, you know what I want to do? I want to go through the trouble of assembling all of the Tron lands, and I don't want to cast Karn with them. I don't want to cast Karn with them. That's the, well, I don't know what do you have to be doing? What do you have to be drinking to make that decision? Huh, I've assembled these 3 lands that make a bunch of mana. You know what I want to do is I want to cast a 4-mana spell instead of a 7-mana spell. We 4-1 the league before this. So 3-1 here puts us to 7-2, 9-5. We're 11 and 8 in matches played, but 3 of those matches I messed up. So we're batting over 500 with me making a plethora of mistakes, so this doesn't really do anything. This hand is worse. Don't be afraid to mulligan. This deck mulligans moderately well. I think I'm actually stirring on one here because we're probably casting Brutality on 2. It smells like I might need to change a diaper. I'll be right back. Yep, they all seem ramp oriented. And actually, one of the reasons why I really like this deck is I think Oblivion Stone and Ugin are just like good control cards in this format, right? Like there's a lot of people like trying to play fairly fair decks. All right, well, you know, let's draw Eugene. Not get natural ordered. I assume we're about to get natural ordered because that's how Magic works. I'm gonna play the tower to not let them know I have Tron. That could affect their decisions. Probably not, but it could. They got Dryad Arbor because it's a land that makes this do more damage too. All right, so we've got some draws, we've got some redraws here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if they don't have a thing to play here, we actually get one more turn. Probably have a thing to play. Yep. All right. Need a whammy. Need a whammy. Are we technically dead? I don't know if we're dead or not. So these can't attack. I block this. They bounce it. Take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think we're dead unless they draw something here. I believe Wurmcoil gives us another turn. So, whatever I block, they're going to return to their hand either with Wirewood Symbiote or Quarian Ranger. Untapped Deathrite Shaman should kill us with second Bayou. Okay. Yeah, they're just not going to attack with these. We should be dead. It's exactly lethal. Nope. Quarian Ranger blocks a forest, returns a forest to their hand. Oh, wait. They need a second Bayou, right? Do they draw a second Bayou? Oh, and then they get to untap it again. No, exile. Got it. Got it. Yep. That's fine. We were bricking and dying anyways. Man, a lot of bricks. A lot of bricks. So Eugene, Collective Brutality, Sphere of Resistance, Thoughtseize. We cut the relics. We're gonna stop cutting Ulamog because that's silly. We cut the World Breaker. We cut some Karns. Sounds good. Leave these in. That sounds great. And we cut the last Karn for a singleton Pithing Needle. It's probably bad. Unfortunate mulligan. Here's a second land in there. And his Brutality on 2, and a second Tron piece on top. So I'm going to go top here. And I'm actually going to go ahead and play this. Yeah, I'm actually just going to pace ourselves a turn behind, because I know we're drawing something I want to draw, so I'm not going to Ancient Stirrings past it. That seems like a bad idea. Yeah, I don't think Needle is very good in this matchup. It doesn't stop mana abilities, which is a big deal. So we're going to use this, escalating off of this, I think. So I'm going to play this. Use 2 modes. Going to go this and discard. Hopefully we don't brick on the discard. We did not. Sweet. So we get to go Tron piece Scrying next turn. They draw 1 drop. Of course they did. Alright, well. Now we just get to go ahead and do this, I guess. Do I want a Wurmcoil or do I just want redraws at... Yeah, I'm actually just going to take redraws here, I think. They just, like, blank the coil with these Wirewood symbiotes. I guess, like, it slows them down a little bit, but, like, they're basically going to get to do what they want anyways. So I think that's bad. I think I'd rather just, like, look for something like this. We get to Scrying for an Eye of Ugin, and then we can cast this Ulamog in 2 turns. We could die before then. They're gonna play to their Elvish Visitor here, I assume. Huh. Do I get Eye or do I get Karakas? If I get Karakas, I can just Ulamog him every turn, right? Karakas is much worse against Thoughtseize. I think Karakas is actually better here. This is why the Karakas is in the deck, by the way, for bouncing the Eldrazi Titans. Because they are legendary. Yeah, I'm gonna get the Karakas. Let me go Tower, Ulamog, exile 2 things next turn. Then the following turn, we can Karakas, pick our thing up. We're gonna get natural ordered and die, so like, it actually doesn't matter what we did here, but like... I flipped ahead to the end of the book and I checked it what the ending looked like. Well, they haven't hit NO yet, or if they did, they didn't realize they could play. They have another Cradle in their hand. Alright, so they hit NO. They also just have drawn Hoof, right? I love the tank and then kill you. Yeah, like I said, didn't matter. That's just probably pretty bad for us. So yeah, another 3-2 out of it. It's not terrible. Definitely had worse. Make sure there aren't 2 hoofs in their hand and they're not an idiot. Yep. So again, kind of slow. We only had 1 piece of interaction. We probably need 2 pieces of interaction on average to win a game like this, and we just like only 1 piece of interaction before turn. I mean, that's Magic, right? Like you could never expect to do well. Like, so we ran a little bit cold in the Eldrazi match, so that matchup's probably not terribly awful. They got a free one off of us because of the Chalice of the Void, right? Like, they were just on the play with the Chalice, so we just, like, auto-lost there. The way our hand ended up being set up, like, we had a bunch of cantrips and 1-mana things, so we weren't able to fight through that. Yeah, I think I really like this deck. It feels like it's doing powerful things. Wurmcoil and Karn and Ugin are, like, good in Legacy. Yeah, like that game, right? Like, we cast Ancient Stirrings. We cycled a couple extra cards, and, like, we didn't find an Oblivion Stone or a, Eugene. So, like, is Toxic Deluge not good enough for the Cyber? It seems good against Elves and Death Attacks and whatnot. I don't think so. Like, I feel like any decisions we make today are going to be biased based on the fact that, like, we played against Elves 3 times in 7 matches, and, like, the last time I played against Elves on Magic Online was, like, weeks ago. Like, Elves is really bad against Storm, and it's mediocre against Sneak and Show, so, like, Elves in general isn't a fantastic deck in Legacy. So I think, like, having a medium-ish matchup against a deck that's not fantastic, and I don't think the Elves matchup is unwinnable by any means. Like, we took the match off of Julian, and, like, we won a game in the other one. So, like, I don't think the matchup is unwinnable by any stretch of the imagination with the tools that we already have. But I don't think I want something narrow like Toxic Deluge. Like, we already have 5 sweepers, right? Like, that game, and, like, our sweepers that we have now, we can get with Ancient Stirrings. So, like, if we wouldn't have missed with those, we probably would have been able to clean up and contain this board. But yeah, this deck seems sweet. It's a fairly should be boarded out. Maybe you need ways to actually kill them. Like what am I bringing in that, like, I don't think Pithing Needle is exceptionally good. Like, you need ways to actually end the game. There's a second Ugin right here. I agree. Second Ugin is worthwhile. I don't actually think this deck is bad against Storm. I don't think this deck is terrible against Storm. And that being said, Legacy's a format full of people running into each other with decks that are largely unplayable. Yeah, but I mean, like, once we actually clean up the board and, like, sweep them away, like, I agree, Wurmcoil is not fantastic because they can often bounce their guys. Yeah, we have an Eye of Ugin right there. Eye of Ugin. There's links to the deck list down below the stream. You can check those out if you want to see card for card what we're playing here. I agree that Wurmcoil is less ideal than some other threats, but at the same time, you know, maybe Thragtusk is better in that matchup just because it insulates our life total against their mediocre creature beatdown. So, like, again, Wurmcoil is just like something. I guess I would take that. I could see this being good. And again, like okay, so yesterday, for instance, I played against Burn twice in a league, and like I'm not gonna make a bunch of changes. Actually, I have some Burn hedges now. That just because they happen to be good in other places. Like, I don't think playing a card specifically for the Elves matchup is good. Elves isn't fantastically positioned and isn't popular. Legacy is the type of format where, like, even when a deck is very good, you're not going to play against a lot of it. Like, we played against we played against one Delver deck in 7 matches. We played against Elves 3 times. Like, that just happens sometimes. That's just going to happen. What advantage does 12 Post have over Tron? Alright, at any rate, we're going to take a break from crossing our fingers and hoping to get good matchups. We're going to play a TCG that has interactive and skill-intensive matchups. That's not true. Legacy has skill-intensive matchups, but there's still a lot of matchup variance in Legacy regardless of what you're playing. We're going to hang out. We've actually got kind of a sweet combo deck to play in Hex and playing a Reanimator deck. And this hand's pretty decent. It's missing a Fatty Boom Boom, but we've got 2 different reanimation spells here. And I've got an Arcane Focus to look for some extra cards in my deck. Did I start and stop recording already? I did not.